We first arrived at the Zolder racetrack in Belgium to watch the ERA racing team, which is entirely a new electric car racing series. And you can see the cars here as you go around the track at one of the most famous race courses in Europe. Software AG is using their new Cumulocity IoT platform to actually instrument the cars, and it's powered by green energy right on site. You can see the windmill right there. The cars themselves are really quite impressive. They're optimized for fast charging, and then they run for about 20 minutes. And you can see them right there. As we get our first overview of the race car themselves, you can see the big battery right there. And the blue pipes are the cooling system. And there's a Raspberry Pi on board that actually runs the IoT platform, where they can get real-time telemetry right off the cars and even give cars guidance, the driver's guidance right inside the vehicle. And what's interesting is Software AG is intending to really transform the industry of racing, making it all electric and all connected. And here's the founder of the ERA racing account, the co-founder, as he explains how this all works.
ETCR, which is all top bracket motorsports that is electrified. And on the other side, we have karting that is being electrified quite heavily as well. Now, for a young driver that is starting his career, they can go into electric karting. Then, at the moment, if you kind of ignore us, then they need to go into combustion Formula 4, combustion Formula 3, probably combustion Formula 2, and then make the jump to Formula E. So if a young driver wants a fully electric experience or electric career path, there was nothing. So we created an electric Formula 4, so they can go from the karting to the electric Formula 4, and then what we're kind of hoping is that we can shorten that, career path and the cost of that career path. So if you look at Formula 4 currently, if you go from karting to Formula 4, it costs you $500,000 to €750,000 to do 1 year.
One car, 1 year?
One car, 1 year. Then you go to Formula 3, you're looking at $1.5 million, and then you go to Formula 2 and you're looking at over $2 million. Wow. Like it's madness. Especially if you look at, you want diversity in, they say we want diversity in motorsports. If that's budget, then you get a very specific demographic in the car constantly, which we see in Formula 1, right? Mm-hmm. So the only way that we see, there's two ways that we see.
Next up, I spent some time with Philip Hooker, who explained to me how their Cumulocity IoT platform kept everyone connected to the vehicles, and how the racing team could even build their own dashboards using low code. But I'll let you hear it in his own words.
20 years, well, actually longer. Within the entry series, it's been out of anyone's grasp. So the ability to use self-service tooling heavily democratizes what you can do. Mm-hmm. But that democratization is actually in the exploitation of data for any industry.
All right.
So,
and how does this manifest itself? Is it you have self-service dashboards, low code, that kind of thing? Or?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, self-service dashboards, low code, device, use case agnostic, allowing the domain experts themselves to actually
build what they need.
Yeah. Build any model, any analytics.
And it's real time, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
What is as real time as you need? So either it's actually real time, or you have.
Oh, if you don't need it, you don't have to force it into real time.
Or you can have some level of local data processing. So you can actually data process on the edge.
On the edge. Okay.
So you can actually then send up.
So the Cumulocity runtime in the vehicles can do some processing.
Exactly. So Cumulocity IoT is both the cloud but also the edge component.
Okay.
So we're working with the ERA Championship to constantly evolve that. So we have we're currently running a thin edge on the device themselves, and we're looking to see.
Yeah, I can't remember. You give me advice. Can I use one that you just
Next up, I got to meet Ellis Spiezia, one of the youngest drivers on the team, and he's got his own custom-built electric car using the same platform as the other Formula 4 cars in the ERA Championship. But he was an impressive young man, and he's got a lot of vision about how he wants his cars to work, and he gave us a tour
All right, I
of
was
what he's
going to
doing.
tell you, as I understood now, he got into, you were at a mall, that's
Yeah.
how this all started.
Yeah, so a few years ago, back in 2018, I was indoor karting, and we decided to take the next step, and we were looking around, and we had two options: was to go to our local track and buy a combustion cart and club race and see how we do. But we found an electric championship in Spain, and that sort of kicked off our adventure now for 3 seasons of electric karting, and now we're here with an electric race car. So making that
That's
jump has been exciting, and PRA has been awesome to do it with. So.
Age of Light, Silent Flag, so crazy. This is his own.
Yeah, so this is our livery with our branding on it. So it's how we'll be driving.
So tell me about what this one.
What do you want to know?
Yeah, is your car?
Yeah, so it's pretty much it's a dome chassis from Japan. So hopefully this year we'll get to take a trip to that factory to get to sort of see them in the process of building the actual monocoque. And then pretty much the entire back half of the car is completely custom by them to fit the battery, the motor, and all the electrical components. So from here on, it's a normal Formula car. But then pretty much once you get back from the seat, it's all made by them. So it's pretty much as custom as you can get with a racing car. And they just were FIA certified, so it's as safe as it can be. And yeah, that's what lets us be here with ETCR to run as a support series.
Fantastic. And it's based on Formula 4?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the tires are a little smaller. It saves a bit of energy. But other than that, it's the front half is Formula 4, and then you can see sort of the custom tube chassis.
Yeah,
on the
that's
inside.
great. Beautiful car.
Yeah. Okay. No, continue. We want to know where.
Now we'll get to go behind the scenes at the Zolder racetrack inside Mission Control, where we can see how they monitor the race cars during the race and keep everybody safe. This is normally no one's allowed admittance here during the race. The race is about to happen, as you'll see a little bit later in the video. But this is the control room. They can see all the corners of each turn, and they have all the safety equipment. They're connected to all of the paramedics and the firefighters in case anything goes wrong. You know, the batteries in the cars can be a bit flammable. And we're seeing this right before, we're getting a tour right before the next race of the ERA championship cars.
Took us approaching the last chicane, as you see there, and then from there.
Now we're at the final race of the day. These are all the ERA racing team cars getting ready to go out on the track. And we can see they're all lined up to head out. They're all connected using Internet of Things, using the Cumulosity platform, which gives us the data to see what's going on in the background. You can see the cars going around there. And it was a fantastic day to see how the Formula 4 cars are being electrified and connected. We're releasing the digital transformation of racing, and Software ID is really trying to actually lead the way in the transformation of this industry to become truly all electric, all connected. And that's a wrap with Stein Hinchcliffe, VP and Principal Analyst, Constellation Research from Zolder Racetrack in Belgium, taking a look at the digital transformation of another industry.